All right, good morning, good afternoon, and good morning, good afternoon, and welcome to Shulchan Aruch Yomi. Today we are making up for yesterday because yesterday was Shavuos. I can't record during Shavuos. Today we're learning Shulchan Aruch Siman Chaf Aleph, and next year will be Siman Chaf Beis 21. We'll start. Kedas Mala Sos Pesitzis Shenifzku V'Talisos Yishanim. We're going to talk about you have old tzitzis. You wore your tzitzis, they're old. They become unraveled. Became dirty, you want to throw them out. What do you do? How do you have to treat them? The scissors got cut off. Let's say some of them got cut off. Sometimes they get caught on something, they get ripped. You can throw into the garbage. The Gemara Megillah says there's different types of mitzvahs. There's kedusha, tashmisha mitzvah, and tashmisha kedusha. Tashmisha kedusha are things that actually have inherent kedusha, like a sefer Torah, tefillin, mezuzah, stam, as opposed to tashmisha mitzvah, which are merely don't have any inherent kedusha. They're just merely used to perform a mitzvah. For example, a shofar, tzitzis. Where I give an example, a sukkah, even the schach of your sukkah, even though the Gemara says in sukkah that chalach kedusha sukkah korban, apparently it's still considered tashmisha mitzvah. All of these things, you're allowed to throw them in the garbage. As long as they're still part of the beged, you can't use them for ordinary uses. Let's say you want to take your scissor string and you want to, I don't know what you want to do with it. You want to tie it around your finger or whatever and try to make sure to see how good your blood pressure is. How much it restricts your blood flow. That's bizui mitzvah. You can't do that. Now the Ramah says the Ramah is a little different opinion. He says you really can't throw it in the garbage. You don't have to put it in geniza like a sefer Torah or tefillin. You have to put it in geniza. People are machmir now. Shemos, svarim also. Gemaras, chumashim. It's questionable whether those are also called tashmisha kedusha or not. People put those, even photocopies, people are machmir to put in geniza. Geniza means you have to go and bury them somewhere like a dead person. That's a big chumrah, but tzitzis, Shulchan Aruch says you don't have to do this. And even the Ramah says you don't have to do this, you just can't throw it in the garbage. Meaning, probably most people do, is you can take it and put it in a plastic bag and put it in the garbage, just not directly in the garbage. V'yesh midati on the gonzon, the Ramah adds on, that the Maril says that some people, people that are really careful in mitzvos, they actually put their scissors in geniza. Machmir medakti mitzvos tavel of bracha. Maril says tavel of bracha. You get a lot of bracha for doing this. So there's actually three different shitas recorded here. There's Shulchan Aruch's opinion that you can actually throw it in the garbage. The Ramah says you shouldn't throw it in the garbage. Just don't. You don't have to put it in geniza. And then the Maril says Tavel of Bracha that you should actually put it in Geniza. We'll discuss more in Iyun Shulchan Aruch. We'll call it Ben Sion reacts to the Shulchan Aruch to hear my thoughts on the Psak Halacha seems to be again like the Ramah. We paskin like the Ramah. You're not supposed to directly throw it in the garbage, but again, you don't have to put it in Geniza. I've seen some places that collect Geniza. They say don't put your tzitzis here. You don't have to put your tzitzis here. The Maril apparently felt you do, or at least it's a good thing. Halacha beis talis shal mitzvah shabalu adam bodal atzma behem eno mutar lekaneach atzma behem lo yachados talmutash shemaguna el zorkan behem kalim. Let's say you have the beged for your tzitzis, right? You remove the tzitzis and you do whatever you did with them. You either put them on a new beged, or you put them away, put them in geniza according to the Maril. You dispose of them according to the Ramah, without mavaza them. The actual beged itself has less kedusha. It's not a tashrish mitzvah. The tzitzis, the strings, are the mitzvah. Talis is not the mitzvah. Again, you're not allowed to take it and use it as shmata, because that's a bizayon for something that was used to help a mitzvah. So you can't do that. But you can throw it according to the Shulchan Aruch. No one argues in the garbage. You can for sure throw it in the garbage. The beged of the tzitzis. Gimel mutar likanes b'tzitzis lebeis hakisei. There's no problem when you're wearing your tzitzis to go to the bathroom. Hagav kol shekain lishkov b'hem deshari. And go lie down and go to sleep in them. The Rama writes there are some people at the minhag not to wear sleeping tzitzis because it's a design to the tzitzis because when you sleep you sweat. Um, you're not active, you're dead, sort of, you're half dead. So it's a bizarre tzitzis. Gam shalino lekovis yan Yehudi lechabe the kol feature you lo you mitzvahs bezuyas olav. Shouldn't give it to a non-Jewish laundromat, a non-Jewish dry cleaner, because mavaza them, like we said before, to give it to someone as a present or to sell it to a non-Jew who's not responsible, that's usher. But to give it to someone, going to give it back because a chazak is going to give it back. He wants to have a good parnasa, he'll give it back to you. But it's bezuyos to be in the hands of a non-Jew. Achnogin lahaka lishkov mehem. So the Ramah says seems to be the practice not to give them to a non-Jewish laundromat to clean them. But the minhag is to sleep in them. This is based on the Mishnah Berurah brings from the Ari. Al pisod, that you should sleep with your talis katan. What is that sod? If you listen to my Ian Shiurim about Shulchan Aruch, you'll understand why the Ari got the idea that there's a sod, there's a secret behind sleeping in your tzitzis. But according to my Ian, it would really only be sleeping during the day, not sleeping during the night. This is an interesting halacha that I don't think remember learning, and I think most people are not makbid on this. I certainly am not makbid on this, even though the Shulchan Aruch said before in Siman Ches, you're supposed to wear your tzitzis on the outside. Ashkenazi Haredi yeshivish practice to wear it outside, hanging outside. They shouldn't be dragging, meaning the Mishnah Berurah says you should tuck them into your belt. Because one, if it's dragging, it's just hanging loosely out of your pants. There's two problems. First of all, it's bizayon. It's Mrs. Bizuy. It doesn't look neat. It looks like bizuya stuff. You don't care about your mitzvah. You don't care about the mitzvah. And second of all, they might get caught on something, and they might rip. So therefore, you should tuck it into your belt. That's v'yitcheim chaguro. You should tuck it into your belt. I've seen some people in the YU community, Yeshiva University community, they actually take it around their belt. They wrap it around their belt. They just not just stick it into their belt and let it hang freely. They wrap it around their belt like a snake. I don't know if that's what the Mishnah Berurah means over here. Maybe he does. I could see that it makes sense because what's the difference if you tuck it in and it hangs freely or it hangs freely outside of your belt? Kind of looks the same thing. So maybe that's a source where they get it from. But most of the world is not makbid on this. People that wear their tzitzis outside are not makbid on this. I don't know why. People are not makbid on this halacha. Just as much as halacha as to wear it outside. This is the Agur b'shem, the Hagos Mordechai. He says it's a bizayon to wear it outside. These are not recorded in the Gemara anywhere. This is some Rishonim feel. Agur, I think, was a Rishon. Hagos Mordechai also a Rishon. They felt to be Zion also, just like now the Mavazia is rocking. We'll talk about it in Ian Shulchan Aruch whether you really are allowed to be Mavazia them. But according to the opinion that you're not supposed to Mavazia your tzitzis, that's what you have to do. You should wrap them around your belt. Tell that to your rabbi, your Ashkenazi rabbi. See what he has to say about it. All right, with that, we conclude today's shir. Stick around for Iyun Siman Chaf Aleph, where we react to the basic halacha over here. What does it mean? Tashmishe mitzvah nizrakin. See you there. Bye.